Hello guys, it's Alessandro De Chico and thank you for purchasing my tutorial so let's start. So we're gonna start on a overexposed photo and we're gonna work in both Lightroom and Photoshop. So the first thing I normally do is I read the photo itself. As you can see here, we have a very overexposed image on the background. So what we're gonna do at first is we're gonna try out the colors and we're gonna give the photo clarity and make these simple adjustments, and we're gonna open Photoshop and Lightroom more times for this photo. So as we're gonna start, what I normally do is I always close up to the skin, to our face, and I start to work with the temperature, and I normally put the temperature, like I normally move it up and down to see which one I like more. I normally choose this by the kind of temperature I want to the photo. So if it's a warm day, I normally give it a nice warm effect, and if it's a cold day, I give it a cold effect. So on this one, I really just want a normal looking skin tone. So as you can see here, she's slightly red, so we're gonna remove that a little bit off. So what we simply do is we get the temperature and we're gonna slide it down a little bit. We don't want to do much, but it's important, like we do little tweaking, but doing it good. So now we took the temperature to -4, and as you can see here, we took off that yellowish and reddish look from a skin tone. Now we can see from the tint by moving it, if we're taking it to the greens, if it's good enough, or if we take it up, the way it's gonna look. And I think we have to take it slightly down to -2. Okay, so now once I have done that, as we said, the exposure is a little bit over the top here, so we're gonna move this slightly down. Okay, and for the contrast, I normally never touch that at all on Lightroom. I normally do that in Photoshop. And now for the highlights, okay, we want to take that down a little bit more. For the shadows, I normally take these up a little bit, and from the whites, as you can see here and here, they are a bit strong, so we're gonna take them down a little bit, just like this. Here it is, just about there. And for the blacks, I normally put those up a little bit. Okay, that's it, as you can see here. Now for the clarity, I normally always put this from 0 to 25, depending on how you want the photo to look. I normally never push it too much, so we're just gonna do this slowly, and I think about 12 is just okay. Okay, that's good. I normally don't touch the curves here. Now we're going to go in the HSL, and we're going to go to the hue. Now we're going to play around with the colors a little bit, and here I normally touch the red and the orange and all the other types of colors that I want to try and fix and make it look the more natural as possible. So if we can still see here on the photo, we have a little bit of red on our skin around here. So we're gonna take the orange, take the reds and make them slightly orange. So this is what it does, just to make you see what it does. And we just want to make it slightly orange. Okay, so that's it. And now with the orange, you can take the orange to the reds, or you can take the orange to the yellow. So we'll see this a little bit more, and see if we take it to the yellows, just a little bit of tweaking, and that's it. Okay, and normally touch the luminance of the orange for the skin, but in this case she has a very bright face, so I don't want to touch that at all. And I would just want to sharpen the photo just a little bit up to 20. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so now once we've done this, we right click it and we're gonna open it in Photoshop. Okay, now once we've opened it in Photoshop, we want to go back in Lightroom, and now we want to play around with the background. So as we said before, this is a really overexposed photo, so we want to take the exposure down to about here. Okay, and now we can make this actually more colorful by moving the vibrance. So we can take this up, and that's about here. Okay, you can play with the saturation too if you don't like it a lot. So I just move this slightly up to give a more colorful effect, and that's about it. You don't want to touch the colors on the background part, because we want it to remain the same colors for the skin tones and everything, so we all have the same colors for the background and for the skin tone. So all we're moving is the exposure and the vibrance and a little bit of the saturation. So once we've done this too, we open this in Photoshop again. Okay, and now as you can see, I have two photos with different exposures. Okay, so I wanna copy this. Okay, and I want to take it over here. Okay, now once that I've done this, let me close this. Okay, now once that I've done this, I want to create a layer mask here and invert it. So invert it. Okay, and now with the white paintbrush, I normally put it at the soft one here. You can just start painting over the background. So I'll put it at 100. Okay. Don't worry if you pass it on the model, because then we're gonna pass it back again to fix it. So okay. Okay, this is what we have at the moment. Okay, and now as you can see, we have painted some of the dark places on the model too. So we're gonna remove that by selecting the brush and making it black this time. Make sure you have selected your layer mask, and we just wanna paint this off. Okay, and we can paint it. Okay, if you're painting with a soft brush, you don't have to go like really to the edge. You can just stay like really close to it, and it will still get the edges too. Now we're going to pass it to white brush again. So if you want, you want to use a shortcut, just press X on your keyboard, and okay, just paint that in. Okay, I think we have done. So what we have here is a nice colored photo, and we are ready to work on a skin and everything. So what I normally do is I now flatten the image and we can start working on our skin. So the first thing we do is we open up the perfect portrait actions, and so we can start from the eyes actually. So just click the eyes and press the lighter button, and now we press the black layer mask here. We get a white brush, and you can start painting inside the iris here. So okay, and here, as you see, we already made these brighter. Now we want to contrast the eyes a little bit. So here on this black layer mask we paint on the bright, and on this black layer mask we paint on the dark. So we get here and we're gonna paint inside the iris. So here, okay, and here. And on the dark part we want to do here, here, and here. Now as you can see, the eyes look like really exaggerated. So what you're gonna do now is we set the opacity of both to a lower level. So this is the brightness and this is the contrast. So we just don't want to exaggerate. We want like a really nice looking result. So like this is too much. Okay, so we're gonna move that back again. Yeah, okay, that's done. And now we want to select the white area. So we click always on the black layer mask, and now we want to take the opacity down to around 10, and we can start painting in the white area. If you think it's still like yellowish or reddish, you can pass inside it again. Okay. Okay, that looks good. And now we want to pass on a color boost, like if you actually want to give the eyes a little bit more colors, but I don't think we need that. So we're just going to pass on to eye sharpen and press play. And now we have a black layer mask again. We want to select this. We can put this at 100 again. and just pass inside the eye like this. Okay. Now this is too much, so we want to take the layer opacity down. That's about it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now once we have done this, we pass on to the hair. If you want to give the hair a little bit more colors and luminance, then you can use this. But on this photo, I don't think it would be really necessary to do it. So now we're going to pass on directly on the skin, and we want to start off by pressing the frequency separation and press play. Now I normally, when this pops up, you have to select the radius of the blur amount you want. I normally decide this by looking at the eye here. Now once it gets blurred and it's in between blurred and not blurred, then I think it's a good choice. So if we like put it at 4, you can still see the lines a little bit here, so we don't think this is a good one. If you put it at 20, then this is just too much. So I think we go around 7, and yeah, 7 is okay, so we press OK. Now if you open up the frequency separation group, you find 2 levels: a high level, that is this one, and a low level, that is a blur level. So we want to press the high one, and now we want to select the clone stamp tool. So we go next to our skin, and now we start removing all the points, dots that she has on her face. So how we do this, we simply select the Alt button, press a piece of skin that you think is good, and we can just start removing everything. Now while you do this, you can press Alt to anywhere on your skin like more times. You don't have to always use the same location. Okay, with this tool you can remove the little bit of hair on the eyebrows too. So make these smaller. I normally do this, so just do this as well. Okay, so this is what we've done now. We just cleaned our face. And now we want to go on a low layer, so we're going to go and select the lasso tool, make sure the feather is at 8 pixels, and we want to select a part of our skin. So I normally select a nice and clean and detailed scale at the same time. Now we have to remember we have to enter the same amount that we entered when the action let us chose the blur that we want. So we go to blur and Gaussian blur, and we added 7, so we're gonna put 7 in. And now we're gonna select different areas of a face, and we want to press Ctrl Alt F to apply the blurred effect on the skin. For the people who have Mac, it's Command Alt F. So we're gonna press it here and just go a little bit all over our face. You can press it twice if you want as well, or even more times. To never go too much close to the edge by doing this, because if you do this, this is what will happen. So we want to avoid that. And I think we've done here. You can put some on our neck too as well. Press it once maybe. Okay. And now we have created a nice, unique and soft skin. Looks really good. Okay. Now once we have done this, we want to open the actions again, and if you want to remove the red skin from our face, you apply this action, but we don't need it here. So now we're going to pass to the dodge and burn-in. So we want to flatten the image first and press the dodge and burn-in action. So now we have two actions, two layers that have opened up here, and we have a dodge layer that is a high layer, it is this one, and we have a low layer called burn, that is this one. So now what we actually want to do is we want to make a face look three-dimensional and make it pop out a little bit more. So on the dodge we go with a white brush set at 20%, yeah, and now this is important, and when you do this you never actually leave the pen from the graphic board or the mouse, whatever you're using, and you just want to start drawing in from a nose to a forehead. Now we want to design here and here. We want to make a around here, okay, and around here. little bit on a cheek. Don't worry about you going out because we're gonna cancel that later. And now we want to go on cheekbones. So it's important you make this a little bit bigger and just go down like this. Okay. And now we want to pass on a burn. So we're already on the cheekbone, so we just do a line up like this. Underneath the lip here, in the middle here, and you want to make the nose slightly thinner by doing this to here. Now all the way around here and here. So what we have done now is we've made this. If you think it's too strong, I normally always take it down a little bit, just like this here. I think this is a bit too strong, so I'll go on a dodge again. But this time I'm going to go in with a black brush and simply paint on it a little bit, okay? So that just looks a little bit more natural, okay? Once that we've done this, if you think that these black brushes that have come out a little bit will disturb us, you can simply create a layer mask here with a black soft brush set to 100%. You can just paint in here just to remove it, and here. Okay, so now that we've done with the dodge and burning, you can see that she stands out a little bit more. And now we can pass on to the lips. So just close enough to the lips here. I'm going to press flatten image, and with the lips enhancer, just click it. And now we just want, this is a black layer mask, so we're going to use a white layer mask and simply paint on the lips. This will give a little bit of luminosity and coloring at the same time. Okay. It's a bit too much, so we're going to move this down. Okay, and then we're going to do the dodge and burning for the lips. So we're going to press here, and with the dodge we just want to make the lips stand out more. So we're going to set the brush at 20% again, and just paint here in the middle like this. Okay, and we just want to paint here like this, and with on the burn layer we just want to make this darker, and inside here darker, and underneath here darker, so the lips actually stand out a little bit more. Okay, it's a bit too much, so we're gonna just pull that down a little bit. Okay, it's perfect. Now after we've done this, we concentrate on I normally make the photos stand out a little bit more. I have Nick Collection, so we go here and use Color FX Pro. And we're going to go all the way down to Pro Contrast here. And okay, I normally use a dynamic contrast, is this one. And you can see if the contrast up here actually gives you something more. Okay, it doesn't matter if the photo is going to get slightly darker. Okay, but as you can see now, she's really popping out of the photo. That is, I really like it like this, so I'm gonna press OK. Okay, that is good. I like this, and now we're gonna go with the finishing touches. So what I'm gonna do now is gonna go to the adjustments, to the brightness, and I normally set this a little bit up. It's around here. Now we're gonna work on the skin, so I'm gonna make this a little bit brighter. And seeing that we have a white layer mask, so it's actually the brightness is everywhere. You want to invert it. Okay. And now we simply want to paint over our skin, so we just put 100 in and we just paint over it. Okay, we can just actually move this a little bit down. Okay, that's great. You can see what we have to do. Like, I really don't like that the sky is a nice light blue sky and the sea is green. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get our infra blue action. We're just gonna press this, and now with a white brush set to 100, we want to paint on the water here. Okay, and actually paint on our rocks as well here. It'll actually make them less saturated and with a nice brownish look. Select a black layer brush to simply fix where we went on it by mistake. Okay, now that's done. Okay, now we want to flatten the image, and I actually want to fix the horizon, because as you can see it doesn't look right to the photo, so we want to actually rotate the photo a little bit and try to fix that. So okay, like this. Okay, I want to move slightly down as well. Okay, like this. Okay, now once that we've done this, you just want to go back to our perfect portrait and go all the way down. Now if you want to change the color of the clothes, you simply do here, or just play around with the action here. What I am actually going to do, I want to make the the shirt that she has slightly whiter. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to save this like this, and it's going to affect how I changed by saving the photo. It's going to save it on Lightroom too. So we just want to go back here and play around with the saturation and take off the slightly reds from everything. Shadows, we want this to give it a little bit more contrast so the whites stand out a little bit more. And we want to remove the blue from here, so we just go to luminance and just, oh sorry, made a mistake, to go to saturation and just make this wider. Okay, so now that we've done this time, instead of open it up in Photoshop, because it's not it will not open because we have a already a photo that's open here. So we want to actually save it. So we're going to export it. We're going to choose a specific, let's choose desktop and name it April Windy Day shirt. Okay, so I'm just going to drag the photo on. This is the two photos I have. See the difference on the shirt here. Okay, so we're going to layer mask that. Press Ctrl I or Command I to invert the mask as a shortcut. And with a white brush, we're simply going to pass on the shirt. Okay, as you can see, just a little bit here. Okay, as you can see, a shirt is completely white. It doesn't have this blue looking effect on it. So here it is. Made that white, and here we are. We're nearly done with the photo. So now we're going to go to the last finishing touches. So first of all, we want to flatten the image and give the photo a nice detailed look. Now you can put the details everywhere in the photo, or just like I do, I normally just put it on the model. So just do something like this. It will stand out a lot, but you will remove that now. Okay, as you can see, this is how it is now. So we're gonna move this down and slightly go up a little bit until we get a nice detailed look. Okay, I think this is nice. And after this, we give it the last touch, the boost. and just wanna take this down a little bit more. Now the photo for me is finished, and if you want, you can add a nice coloring tone into it, depending on the taste of your photo and how you like it. This is just to make you, see like what you can actually do with the color toning too. Just gonna put this down a little bit, and maybe have something like this. I actually like this, so I'm gonna leave this on. And so yeah, so what we've done till now is this. This is how we started it in Photoshop, and this is how we finished it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and any questions or any help, you can just contact me via email at thesecosphotography@hotmail.com.